The Australian Grand Prix. Hello everybody, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, to CRC Co-Racing League for Round 8 Australia. Pleasure to be here again, commentating for the top division of this league, and yeah, I should be in the second division, but I don't know if the commentators are here. Welcome aboard everybody in this 18-minute qualifying session. So as you know, most lap times are 3. People have 3 sets of softs, so I think they're going for the balanced strategy here, because the soft strategy will only provide you with 1 medium tyre and 1 hard tyre, and the mediums are preferred around here. So I think it's the balanced strategy of 3 sets of softs and 1 set of medium, but the harder strategy is the same, but it shouldn't be. It should be 2 sets of softs, 1 set of medium and 1 set of hards. But the game has messed itself up. So we just saw a Mercedes coming out the pit lane, and I think that is Duwell, because it says Duwell above his garage, so we'll go on board with him because he's the first man out of the track in the Mercedes. So last time I was here 2 weeks ago in Div 1, Duwell won the race, but I believe Ferg got his penalty appealed, so he actually finished second at Duwell, which is a shame really at his home Grand Prix, but he said he got a BS penalty, so he wasn't happy about that. I'll get that removed. So yeah, so Ferg was Div 1's race winner 2 weeks ago. I don't know what the result is from last week, because I commentated for Div 2, which put on a bizarre race because loads of things happened there. But it's Australia, and it is difficult to overtake around here, especially with the new ERS system as well. So I don't expect much to overtaking. Mostly in the pits, if people want to do the over or undercut, depends what tyres are on then. So I think the strategy is soft to medium or soft to hard, I believe. They'll be going for about 8 or 9 laps on the soft tyres, depends what their setup is like. If they're easy on the tyres or not, because I know a hard setup will go for 7 laps, including my setup, because it's not the best setup to go on if you want the race pace. But it is a good setup if you want that 1 lap pace, which is not really good. Depends where you are actually on the circuit. For something like Australia, a bit more technical, and loads of left-handers and right-handers to punish your tyres, then yeah. As Duwell then heads towards the final corner, he's about to set his first flying lap. The man out there takes a different route to the line as we come through the first corner then. So breaking the 100-meter board, use the curb on the entry. Oh, look at that, the car wanted to slide as he applied the throttle for turn 2 then. Probably getting a bit there too early, or taking too much curb to turn 2. Breaking down into turn 3 was easy, get on the power. This one, pick up the throttle through turn 4 now, coming through to the fast turn 5. Turn 6, a little bit of a difficult braking zone through here. You want to get it absolutely spot on, because it's very easy to cut the corner and go out wide through there as well. This one, very easy to take the tyres line, open up the corner there, bring it to the left hand side for this braking zone, get over the curb or kiss the apex, what Duwell did. But I think the fast way around through there is getting over the curb, but I don't know if he wants to do that, depending if he has the confidence or the setup. As we come through the fast left and right handed, and he doesn't take a lot of speed through there, but I think he could have gone faster than that, but I don't think he was too confident doing that. And he comes through turn 30, then breaking at the 100-meter board, getting on the apex, nice and tidy through there. Now through turn 14, yeah, again getting on the apex through there, use the exit curve to rest the car. This is a clean lap from Duwell. I only made one mistake, which was to turn 2, but other than that, it's been perfect. As a back sets the fastest lap. He was the first man out there, but I didn't notice. But we're about to see a much quicker lap time, and that's a lap time of a 1:20.6 from Duwell, and he's about 8 tenths quicker than back in second place, who's in the Haas. What about who's the next one to cross the line? Oh, he almost touches the wall. As Pleasant Pucker needs to be careful going through there. Beastie Boy, I've not seen him for a long time. Nice to see him in the AlphaTauri. Used to race him a long time ago, probably 2 years ago, the last time I raced him. As the Beastie Boy comes through the final corner. We've got a Ferrari across the line, size lap, and the other Ferrari cross the line. As Beastie comes to cross the line with a 20.6. Look at the gap between the two. First and second. This is Q1, by the way, so apologies for that. So it is Q1, which I just realised. So yeah, Q1 is very easy. Just got to get into the top 15 to make it through to Q2. Q2 got to get into the top 10, and there's a top 10 shootout for the qualifying 3. So what people should be doing around Q1 then is just taking it nice and easy and set the best lap they can do without any mistakes, and just make it into Q2 basically. Don't want to take it too quickly through here or to be too aggressive. But I did see a Mercedes car come through. That was Ginger. I think he Yeah, he's done his lap time. It doesn't matter. I was about to say I thought Beastie Boy would hold him up, but he's on his in lap anyways. So Ferg then has gone quickest with a 120.4. Harvey Lee second place with a 120.4, and he's 6,000 slower than Ferg. So those lap times are very, very close to each other. Who's that heading through the left and right handed turn 11 and turn 12? Then Regan's on his lap time into turn 1. I think he's completed his lap, hasn't he? Because he just crossed the line. He's ahead of his teammate by a tenth, well, below a tenth. And Nathan's got up into third place with a 120.6. These lap times are close. Look at that, 3 guys in the 20.6s, 4,000 quicker than Duwell. So those lap times are very close. I'm very interested to see what would happen in Q3, because these lap times are very outstanding at the moment, almost in the 19s, and I believe we'll get there into Q3. So let's have a look at the guys below, shall we? So we've got Brady Pollock in the pits. That's Ferg in the pits, sorry. I'll look at the comments soon. Destructor, sorry, is on the medium compound tyres. I think that's the best. I think that's the best option in Q2. I think all should get through all the softs and save that crucial medium tyre in Q2 if he wants to do that. But he's still in the pits. He's got time to change it, of course. And let's see who's still out there on the track setting a lap time. Who's that? In the Ferrari, he's not a lap. He's backed out of it. Damn spin YouTube. Wow. Second name reflects me as well, doesn't it? Pleasant Pucker, who's on his second lap time, I believe, because he's gone a few thousands quicker in the first sector, and his best lap time was a 21.7. I've seen him do better than that, so I think he's going to go for it again as the Alpha gets out of his way, parts where he wanted to go, and a few hundreds up. But that's the validation from Pleasant Pucker. Oh, he's got off the track as well. Hopefully he doesn't crash, which he doesn't, and that's crucial then. So if he feels he's not safe enough, he should probably go on a brand new set of tyres, because I think these ones are done for. 2 laps on these set of tyres, including the out lap and the in lap as well. So he will come back to the pits to put a brand new set on, and let's see if he goes out again, because I don't think he's safe with that time. Draper up to 7th place. Hopefully his connection's better, and he's got 5 tenths. Oh, he's 9 tenths down in the first sector anyway, so it doesn't matter. DeVille's DC then, we'll go on board with him down in 14th place. Is that a 26.8 the first sector it says? I think it is, but if any wider than that he would have had an invalidation which he doesn't want, and got away with it just. So as we said, 15th downwards, as Back has retired from the session. So I don't know if he's actually crashed or retired in the session, but he's on the verge of getting knocked out. Has he actually crashed? A 21? Yes, he's crashed, because it says a 121.3 and the guys above him it says a 22.4. So he's at a Q1 or Q2. He won't make it to Q2, because if you crash in Q1 or Q2 you won't make it through despite making it. But he's just on the verge of making it as well, but he will not take part in Q2, and he's retired from the session by crashing, I believe, because if you retire in the pits you'll stay in that position. As Nate DC's gone wide and he's invalidated his lap time. This lap time would have been a 121, well, it would have been a 20 something, because his lap time was shaping up to be a good one, but that final corner has caught him out, and he will not be setting his lap time. You have to wait to go for another one. Will he go in the pits at the end of this lap? Does he have enough fuel to make it around again and set his lap? Who knows. AJ then, another one that's in the drop zone, but he's on his lap. Nice and tidy through there, quick as well in turn 11 and 12. I'm trying to find the stream. I don't know what channel I'm streaming on. I'm definitely not. I'm streaming on the Cone Racing League, but I just can't find the channel. I just need to find it now, because I'm seeing some comments popping in and I can't read them because I don't know what channel it is. Cone Racing League. I definitely know I'm not streaming on my own channel, that's for sure. AJ taking a lot of steering input into the last corner as he crosses the line, set at 20.2, and he goes on provisional pole by 2 tenths. Good lap time from him. Will there be a CR2 stream? I don't know, mate. The commentators didn't want to turn up for some reason. I don't know where I don't know where Jonathan is, but I had to do Div 1 comms. I could have done Div 2 comms, but I got told to do Div 1 instead. I don't mind doing whatever, but there will not be a Div 2, it seems, by what Nathan said. Ferg is retired, I believe that's in the pits, which it is, so he will not be knocked out of Q2, whereas Back will. Again, that glitch where I can't see, there we go. DC's in the pits, he couldn't have gone for another lap because he's running out of fuel. Destructor's in the pits. It says he's on the medium compound tyres. Does he want to switch over to the softs? Because it says he's not invalidated it, but he's not set a lap time. So well, that's just a exploratory lap time on the medium compound tyres then. Brady's in there, 17th place. Into turn 1 he goes. He just missed the first corner, gone out wide, but it won't affect him too much. Brady said he was. Is there a CR2 stream? I was like, I've only just noticed he's in Div 1. I thought he was in Div 2. He locks up coming into turn 2, loses a bit of momentum in there. I don't know why he's asking for a Div 2 stream because he's in Div 1, unless he's got a friend in there. I never watched the stream below me. 26.7 in the first sector. Is that a decent first sector? I don't know. It did say purple, but you don't always believe what you see on the screen. Locks up again going into there, turn 9. Turn 10 through there. Take the tightest line through here to minimise the distance. Coming into turn 11 and turn 11 and 12, the fast corners. Takes you through 6th gear through there. Seen people do differently. Take you through 7th gear, but I don't know what to do with that. Take you through 6th or 7th gear. Coming down into turn 13, then be careful of the traction in turn 13. Locks up again in turn 13. Coming into turn 14. Now through T15. As Nate AJ's retired, loses the back end, does Brady Pollock, and he will lose a lot of time. Let's see what he does across the line then. Coming through the final corner. Can he get inside? I think he can. And he moves up into 8th place. That lap time will be improved by, I'd say, 5 or 6 tenths because he made a few mistakes. So there's definitely more in the back for Brady Pollock. Does he want to go again? Does he want to risk going on a brand new set of tyres? Is he in the safe zone? So, Unknown Elder is in 16th place. We've got Damn Spin down in 17th place, but he's set a lap time of 22.4. The real DC and Destructor are out there on a brand new set of softs, and Beastie Boys left the session. Hopefully that's just lag and nothing else. So, Damn Spin, DC and Destructor on their outlaps. They left it very late, but there's still 5 minutes to go, so if they make a mistake they can come back in and go on a brand new set of softs if they want to risk it or not. I can't exactly remember how many softs or how many tyres they will have. Right then, so DC then comes through the final corner, and this lap time has to count. Let's hope he doesn't make an invalidation. His lap time seems tidy. All he needs to do is just correct the last corner. Then he'll make it through as we head down into turn 1 then. Could have taken a lot more speed through turn 2, but I think he was a bit cautious in there. We've also got Damn Spin, who's just invalidated it. So Damn Spin will have to go around again. How much fuel has he got in the car? Do you know what I would do? If I invalidated it, I would slow down and save ERS if he's going to go for it again. That's what I would do. I would save the tyres also. In fact, they're only Q1 tyres, aren't they? So I don't think that matter too much about tyre wear. But if that was Q2, I think you're best to be backed out. So he's gone 4 tenths quicker, and 4 tenths will put him still in 22.0. Not enough. No, 22.0. Yeah, which will be enough. I was looking at 15th place this time. He's retired from the session. He's crashed actually. I think he's backed out of it, which he has. What about DC behind him? Purple to that middle sector. Came up briefly on the middle sector, but now as you head down into turn 13. Nice and tidy on the exit of turn 13. Let's see what he can do here to turn 14. Not too bad from him either. The Destructor's just behind him as well. There's competition to get into Q2 as DC rounds the final corner this time. Not taking a lot of speed to the final corner, not using all of the track like I thought he would. And he goes up into 15th place. Might needs to check his time again, see if he can improve it. What about Destructor? And Destructor has invalidated it. He'll go for it again, so Destructor is under pressure here. He's got a choice if he backs out of it and comes into the pits to set a brand new set of tyres on. Ginge retired from the session, but he's already in. So Destructor is already under pressure as he locks up into turn 2, goes wide and loses the back end, and that's his lap time over and done with. And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with him. If I was him, I'd go back to the pits and put a brand new set of tyres on instead of wasting time. I think it's best if he goes into the pits, calms down, and puts on a brand new set of tyres because he's still got plenty of time, but him spinning has cost him a lot of time. But it's going to be a quick in lap and out lap if he wants to do anything about it. And who was the other person that was on the verge of getting knocked out? It was Can't quite remember now. Damn spin, yes, damn spin. What's he gonna do? Down in 18th place, he's gonna come across the line and he's gonna set. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's a 128.8, and he's down in 16th place. He's a 10th off to get into Q2. It's not enough, unfortunately, for him. 17th place, because Pleasant Plucker goes up into 16th. It's not enough from him either. What's by his teammate down in 19th place? Who's that going slowly? That's Chris. Is he saving tyres? Is he going to go for it again? But Destructor, I think you'll have enough, just enough time to get in the pits and back out again. No, he's going to go for it. So he's got enough fuel on board, as you clearly see. Yep, he's going to go for it again. Let's see if he can do anything about it. This is his last chance to do anything, because I doubt he's got enough fuel to go around again and enough tyre life. Coming down into turn 1. Nice and tidy through there. DRS open. Heading all the way down into turn 3. Bring the car to the left hand side. Kiss the apex. He locks up as well into turn 3. Nice and tidy, unlike the last lap. This lap time he knows he's going to count. Misses the... Well, he goes out wide there through turn 6. 11 seconds up in the first sector. Don't know if that's good enough or not. I don't know, I didn't see his first sector, so I can't really tell if it was good enough or not actually. But in the middle sector, what can he do? I don't know where Pleasant Plucker and Damn Spin is, but 14 seconds off, a 48.5. I actually don't know if that's good enough or not to get into Q2. It looks nice and tidy, doesn't it, as the fuel light poppers up, so I hope he doesn't run out of fuel before the lap ends. And I hope Yogurt comes to commentate with me as well, because it's always a pleasure for him to commentate. Coming into the penultimate corner, needs to keep it nice and tidy. At the last sector of the lap, headed towards the final corner. Can Destructor get inside the top? I think he will actually. Yes, he does. He goes up into 8th place, so that pressure has been released off him, and he moves up into 8th place, and he will make it through to Q2. So Chris is on his outlap. What can Chris do? I'm pretty sure he's... I don't know what's happened to him, because he's got a lot more pace than this. Whether he's struggling just a bit. In fact, he's on his outlap. He's not going to be... He can't make it through 30 seconds. No, he can't. But there is that glitch, they say. So I think he might be able to get it through. But 2 drivers I know that won't make it through, or 3. Real DC is still in the pits. Unknown Elder's been knocked out, and Damn Spin has been knocked out. N Back has been knocked out because he crashed and he won't make it to Q2 despite making it in. Sorry, don't know why I just stopped there. Destructor can come into the pits and just breathe a bit, being in 8th place. It's all down to this man, if Regan will get knocked out. Don't think Regan will get knocked out, will he? Beastie Boy has joined, because he will push. If the 121.3 is good enough, he'll get ahead of Back. So Chris then rounds the final corner and starts his last lap time with that glitch. If the game was fixed, he wouldn't be able to set a lap time, because that's the time up. As we come down into turn 1, takes a lot of care with the entry. Pin the throttle down into turn 2 on that long straight. Coming down into turn 3, breaking the 100 meter board. Slightly misses the apex, but I think that's the better line through there. Pleasant Plucker has also made it into Q2, so he goes up into 10th place with a 21.0. So Destructor and Plucker, who was in there, Chris is 5/10 up. This is enough. Not enough yet, but it'll be enough to get ahead of the real DC, I believe. Nope, it won't. It'll be enough to get ahead of Unknown Elder. So he needs to find more time through sector 2 and sector 3 if he wants to get inside that top 15 to get into Q2. Pressure is on him. And he's 3/10 up. He's lost a bit of time in this middle sector, so I don't know what's happened. Whether he always validates it, doesn't matter. He has been knocked out, and he will start in last place. That did not really look like an invalidation, did it? So I wonder if that's a false information, because he's still going for it. He would have backed out or retired by now, but he still could have gone for it as he comes through the... No, it's invalidated. He only improves by 2/10, and that'll be just enough to get ahead of Damn Spin. So Chris has been knocked out and he will start down in last place. Look at that, 20.2, 20.2, 20.4, 20.4, 20.6, 20.6. The top 6 are very close in between each other. Duel did 2 laps of those set of softs. Don't know what we're waiting for now. I think we're waiting for the 2 guys in the pits to retire from the session. Oh, alright then, so AJ then, let's see if we can continue this momentum, I can't even speak, coming into Q2 and Q3. Look at that, well, 9 thousandths off between Duel and AJ. That's going to be very close in qualifying 3. I expect Ferg to be up there as always, and Nathan and Harvey. Who else do I expect to be up there? Yeah, probably the top 6 actually, because I can't see anyone else trying to challenge AJ, Nathan and the others. Alright, this 15-minute qualifying session then is the decider of the who's going to start on what tyre in the race. Only if you get inside the top 10. So if they qualify in the mediums in Q2 inside that top 10, they will start on it in the race. Top 11, outside the top 10, the drivers can start on whatever tyres they want to. Preferably the mediums, because the softs won't do anything. It'll gain you a few positions and get close, but alternatively the strategy will be ruined because you're on the least lasting tyre and you're stuck in traffic, so I don't think there's no need. As we've got Mercedes, I've changed it out on the soft compound tyres then, interestingly. I don't know if this strategy is soft to medium or mediums to whatever, but in Q2 drivers do tend to mix up the strategies. If it was short qualified, I dare say they'll be starting on the softs, but Q2 gives you an option to start what tyres you want to, and you don't have to worry about what track position either, because in Q3 that's when you can decide where you're going to start. Short qualifying, you've got to choose what tyres you want to go on and commit to it, and that's the place where you're going to start as well. So Q2 gives you a chance to start what tyres you want to, but if your pace is not good enough on the mediums, then you have to stretch over to the soft compound tyres, because I don't think you want to start outside the top of 10, do you? As the AlphaTauri comes out, so we're going to go aboard with Ginger because he was the first man out of the track, I believe. No, it's the Alfa Romeo, and that's Destructor, I believe. So we've got a mixture of drivers starting on different tyres then. Hopefully I start P11, as I have a Q3 ban. I've never heard of a Q3 ban. What did you do to get a Q3 ban? Mate, I've never heard of that before. I've heard quali bans, but I've never heard a Q3 ban, so I don't get it. How are you gonna, how do you have to slow down or something? I don't get it, because if you're too fast to get to Q3, won't you carry a penalty again because you made it to Q3? You've got to slow down before the line, haven't you? You've got to decide, you've got to judge if you're going to be P11 or P12. In fact, I retired on track in quali. Ah, naughty boy. I got caught doing that once, but I don't know what my penalty is. No, it means I can't set. Oh, you can't set a lap in Q3, but you said hopefully I start P11. Oh, yeah, I get it now. I'm sorry, misjudgment. I get it. So if you do make it to Q3, you're not allowed to set a lap time, are you? Yeah, I get it, because I was thinking if you made it to Q3 you get a penalty, but you know, I get it now, sorry about that. But back on track, Destructor has invalidated his lap time. What tyres is he on? The soft compound tyres, so he might have to use another setup, and he slides his way through the corner. Oh yeah, free choice of tyre. No, you don't get a free choice of tyres, mate, because you made it to Q3 and you oh, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know. Keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna get a bit confused. Beastie Boy heads through turn 11 and turn 12. Nice and tidy. You don't think Destructor will get through? That's a bit mean, isn't it? That's a bit mean. So FIFA Beefy, a 123.6. I can dare say that's not a good lap time, unless that's a banker and he will switch over to the mediums. But if it's not a banker, then he needs to improve that ASAP, because that's definitely not a good lap time. As the Beastie Boy heads to the finish line, it's going to be a 20.3, and that's a better lap time than he did in Q1. So good signs of pace for Beastie Boy. So who else is next across the line? Pleasant Pluckers on the medium compound tyres. The real DCs on the medium compound tyres. Yeah, it's talk about Brady talking about mistakes. He's just done one, and that mistake has caused him to lose a wheel. Coincidentally, we talked about mistakes, and he's just done one, and he will not make it into Q3, I dare say. So your predictions is right. He will not make it to Q3. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry, but it was quite funny when you said that. It also reminds me of what I did in another qualifying session in the F1 2019 game. I've also crashed there because I carried a lot of speed in turn 1, lost the back end and hit the wall. So I've also done that. Yeah, it's like destructors like me, Brady, because I'm quick but make a lot of mistakes. He's like me. They call me Spindigo. SHR Indigo, they call me Spindigo. I'm surprised that's not a validation from Ginger, but we move. Yeah, good luck on the track, mate. Hopefully you qualify in 10th place. So who's that? Ginger has backed out, and he was on the lap time, wasn't he? And they're both headed off into the pits. So we've got D1 on the lap. He's just set a lap for 121.2. That's not bad actually, being on the medium compound tyres. That's Brady ahead of him, who's on the, I can't see now, is it softs? Yeah, he's on the soft compound tyres. Original Gamma has gone up into second place to 20.5. Let's go see GM Ferg. Your fans are cheering for you. Ah, that's very nice. We've got supporters of Ginger and Ferg in the chat. Right, who else is on the lap time? Harvey Lees is in 5th place with a 122.0. Would that be enough to get inside Q3? It depends how many drivers will go on the softs towards the end, but is it safe for now? But we'll see what happens later on in qualifying, as we've got others on their outlaps. We go ball with Draper. In fact, we'll not go ball with Draper because he's just spun it, unfortunately. And he will go around again. He will go into the pits. Oh, those overheating tyres are doing him no good. I feel sorry for him. He's had a lot of bad luck in this league, as I've seen it, and he can't go into the pit. Oh, it's horrible to see, it. Hopefully he'll calm down and collect his head and go for it again. It is early parts of qualifying, so he's got plenty of time to make improvement. And we've got AJ out there on the medium compound tyres. So mixture of softs and mediums. Obviously the softs were quicker of Beastie Boy and Gamma, so if others around them are on the medium compound tyres, then they're going to have to have a good start in Q. They're going to have to have a good quality in Q3. Otherwise, they'll be stuck behind the medium compound tyre runners, because it's very difficult to overtake around Australia. Indeed, we've got AJ coming in on his lap time on the medium compound tyres, and let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. His pace was brilliant in Q1, and if the deficit of the softs and mediums were about a second slower, I say. Maybe less than that, I don't know exactly, but I think he should be setting a 121.2 or 3 if the deficit is that far apart from the softs or mediums. We've got Draper also out there on the mediums, but we know what's happened to him. Who else are out there? We've got Ferg on the mediums as well. Always made a mistake through turn 2, and he'll have to back out of it because of the invalidation. So turn 2 looks like a common mistake that people are making. I managed to get used to it, of course, to turn 2. AJ, oh, he did that in practice. He spun in practice, but this time he's managed to save it, and he will be frustrated with that one, because the crucial times on the medium tyres, if you want to start that, he has made a mistake in turn 10. He did it in practice, but actually he didn't hit the wall this time. So AJ replicated his mistake, but saving it this time. Beastie Boy has left the session, so he's having troubles with the internet. As Brady Pollock goes into third place with a 20.8, a few 5/10ths away from Beastie Boy, but let's see if he's got enough pace to continue on a better lap. AJ then staying out there to do another lap on these medium compound tyres. It won't really affect the Q on the medium compound tyres. He says a 25.4 into the top 10 interestingly, but he knows he's going to be much quicker than that to get into Q2. That curb is difficult because if you pick up the throttle too early, you will end up in a spin because you've not really got the traction yet through that corner. 6 minutes to go in this Q2, and hopefully Yogurt will join me. I don't know where Yogurt is, but I know he's had a few internet issues, and hopefully he'll sort it out. As he goes purple in the first set, so he's improved his time on that medium compound tyre. Doing 2 laps is not bad around the mediums, but ideally you don't want to be doing that because you don't want to be wearing out your tyres for the race. And this time corrects his mistake. Nice and smooth through turn 10, unlike the last lap. And let's see, it's a 48.7, 8 turns quicker. We all know we backed out the first lap. Right then, so we're heading down to turn 13 for AJ. On his second attempt on these medium compound tyres. Let's see what the man can do. He's got a he's running out of fuel because of the light on the right hand side on the MFD. Coming to the final corner then, AJ. Let's see where he goes. It's a 21.1. I was close one time. I said it 121.2 or 3, but I was so close. He says a 121.1. He goes up into 4th place. He's the highest medium runner, by the way. Let's see. Yep, he's the highest medium runner. And we've got the chat saying, "Come on, Ferg, another driver support another driver." Usually I wouldn't do that because in league racing I never support other drivers because I only care about myself selfishly. But I mean, that's only in the race, by the way, not in real life. Obviously I care about people, but when it comes to racing I don't support other people. I just focus on myself. But nice to see the sportsmanship between Brady and Ferg. Ferg is a really good friend of mine. Because I'm a commentator I've got to be unbiased, so I can't really say I support this guy or that guy. Quite a few people I know in this lobby, so I'm quite familiar with these drivers, unlike Div 2, because Div 2 I only know some drivers. I'm starting to oh, Nathan spun it and he's lost a wheel. Nathan will not be happy with that one after the amount of practice he's put in, and that is a common place to crash out as well. Done it plenty of time myself, and Nathan will be absolutely frustrated knowing that he's got the pace to go to Q3 and possibly get inside the top 3 Q3. So that's his qualifying done. I feel so bad for him. Damn, you really are a Ginger supporter, aren't you? Where is Ginger? He's down in 7th place. Ginger is also on the softs. He set his best lap time on the softs as well, so won't be a huge deficit to his pace. Depending if he did a banker lap on those softs on the first stint, but on the second run, let's see what his pace is like. Pleasant Plucker has switched over to the soft compound tyres, and yeah, he messed up his line through turn 11 and 12. He took an acute angle which carried less speed through there. But I wonder how much pace he will lose throughout the remaining of the lap. Alright then, so Pleasant Plucker's AJ's retired knowing he's safe, but his brother is down in 12th place. And Pleasant Plucker, I dare say, won't get to Q3 after making some mistakes, but we'll find out. He's going to be at 23.6 first. It's actually 21.7. He goes up into 9th place. So he might have to come into the pits again. I don't think he'll have enough time, will he? He made too many mistakes on that lap, and I don't think he'll have enough time to go into the pits and set a brand new set of softs on. Put a brand new set of softs on. DC, another character that we thought we didn't get. I thought he got knocked out of Q1. I could have swore he got knocked out of Q1. I remember him being in 17th place. How was he managed to get into Q2? Nah, you got to correct me on this. He definitely got knocked out of Q1, didn't he? I don't recall him being in the top 10 or top 15. I definitely remember seeing. Do you know what? I might have to check this, because I'm pretty sure he got knocked out of Q1. Let me go check it because that's really confusing for me. I could have sworn he got knocked out of Q2. I mean Q1. He did. He was in 16th place. He got knocked out of Q1. So how on earth is he in Q2? And he invalidates his lap time across the line. A line he goes. Well, that's intriguing to know how he managed to get to Q2, because if you're 16th downwards, you don't get into Q2. Well, lucky boy he is, but we're going with Regan. Regan's invalidated it, but that's on his out lap. Draper out there on the soft says Brady Pollock says the fastest lap of a 20.3. That's some decent pace he's got, because in Q1 people said 20.2s. But we know track evolution is the key, so that could help him a bit. As Regan will come across the line to start his flying lap. He won his one and only flying lap, by the way, so this lap has to count. Makes one mistake, it could be crucial in Q2. So he knows he wants to start on those medium compound tyres, but he has to put the lap time in to get to Q3. So this has to be a fast lap time if he wants to get inside Q3. So Nathan and Destructor and DC, we all know, has been going to get knocked out because DC's have validated it, and he won't have another chance at it because I don't think he'll make it across the line in time to start another one. FIFA Beefy has been knocked out and he won't go again because he comes back to the pits. I don't think DC with that glitch, he's not going to go for another lap, unfortunately. He has been knocked out for sure to Q2. Regan then comes to the middle sector, 49.3. Is that good enough to make inside the top 10? We will find out soon. So your classifications are Brady Pollock, Beastie Boy, Original Gamma. This is Ginger. Ginger is inside the top 10. AJ, Dewell, Ferg, Draper, Harvey Lees, Pleasant Plucker, FIFA Beefy, and Draper goes up into 5th place, pushing FIFA Beefy out. As Regan comes across the line, this will be enough, and he goes up into 11th place. So he's on the ideal starting place if you want to go on a brand new set of tyres. So he's comfortable in 11th place. So our drivers that's been knocked out, that is going to be Regan, FIFA Beefy, the real DC, Nathan, and Destructor. And I believe Harvey Lees has got a cross into 7th place, but Dewell starts there on the lap. There he is. The Frenchman has backed out of it. So the Frenchman will start on those medium compound tyres. I asked Ginger about the Q2 situation. Yeah, I asked Ginger about the Q2 situation. And he said, if someone crashes out, and if they set a time, it can glitch and put them into 15th place or something. Ah, I see. But he didn't crash out. DC didn't crash out. So it was Back who crashed out, and he's knocked out. I wanted to start on a fresh set of tyres. Well, it looks like you're not going to start on a brand new set of tyres because you set a lap time on those softs. So it is Brady, Beastie, Original, Ginger, Draper, AJ, Wuhan, Harvey Lees, Dewell, CGM Ferg, Pleasant Plucker, who just managed to get in by 3 tenths ahead of Regan. So if Regan put on the soft tyres, he possibly could have beaten Regan, but Pleasant, but I don't think that's the case. FIFA Beefy, DC, Nathan will be happy with that, knowing he can get inside the Q3 easily, but looks like he's not in contention of pole then. It's going to be interesting Q3 to see who will get pole, and Destructor also down in 15th place, not a centre lap time. No, oh yeah, sorry mate, I understand now. Misinterpreted what you said, but I understand. Hopefully Yogurt will join me. People in the chat, Who will get pole position? Will it be Beastie Boy, Harvey, Ferg, AJ, and all do well? Both Mercedes come out together. I don't think Brady Pollock will take pole. I'm only joking, Brady, you know that. But who will take pole then in Q3? People in the chat, put your bets on, because you could be correct, and I want to see who's gonna take pole. So who's the prediction of taking pole? Ferg. Brady Pollock has voted Ferg to take pole. Who else? People in chat, come on, let's have some fun and place your bets down. So annoyed I binned it. Ah, Nathan, mate, I know you'd be annoyed. I know you had the chance to get into Q3. I know you'd be annoyed. George Russell. Let's go Ferg. So 2 people have voted for Ferg. Who else is voting? Would be comfortably into Q3 on mediums. Yeah, I know, mate, you've got good pace. I know you'll be in Q3, but we all make mistakes, but we can improve. You've got the race ahead of you. You need to keep calm about it. We've got one person voting for Ginger. I don't want to vote just in case, but these are my yeah, come on. These are my contention, not contentions. These are the people I think are in contention of getting on pole. Dewell, AJ, Ferg, Harvey Lees, and Beastie Boy. Ginger maybe, depends if he pulls it out of the bag in the last remaining stages of Q qualifying. And AJ then comes across the line as he heads down into turn 1. Let's see what he can do as we head down into turn 1 now into turn 2. Nice to see the off-board cam because he's really fast. As we head down into turn 3, then he took a lot of curb into turn 3. Now heading into turn 4. Fingers crossed Owen can rejoin. Is Owen Beastie Boy? 26.5 in the first set, so I don't know what the sector should be like, but I think that's good enough. I've seen 27s and 28, so I think 26 is actually a good middle sector. There's a car ahead of us, and that car's a Mercedes. Is that Will or Draper? I think it's Will. Yeah, it is. We're going on board with him first because he's the first man out of the track. 48.1. Let's go on board with AJ. What's it gonna be? He's 2/10 off in the middle sector, so it's most likely Dewell's gonna take pole out of the pair of them. 26.4 Ferg. 26.4. That's not good enough, is it? It's gonna be a 121 or 120. As Dewell heads through the final corner, then let's see where he could go set across the line. It's gonna be a 20.0. As AJ comes across the line, it's a 20.2. So he's gained a bit of time on him to the middle sector as Ginger has gone into 3rd place in the top 3. 20.4. Beastie Boy rejoins the session. Who's else next to cross the line? It is Ferg. Ferg crossed the line with a 19.9. We've got our first man in the 19s, and that is Ferg. And he's 1/10 quicker than Dewell. Beastie Boy still in the pits then, so he'll get out to do a lap. Who else is on their lap? Harvey Lee's got up into 6th place, 1/10 quicker than Draper, down in 7th. Pleasant Plucker has invalidated his lap time. Beastie Boy still in the garage. So, provisional pole belongs to Ferg with a 19.9, 1/10 quicker than Dewell. 2/10 slower is AJ behind Dewell. Ginger in 4th place. Original Gamma in 5th place. Harvey Lee's is in 6th. That's a terrible lap from Harvey, no offence, but I know he can do better than that, so I think he made a mistake in that first lap. So Harvey Lee's got more to deliver. Hopefully he can find more pace than that, because I know he's much quicker than that is Harvey, so he won't be satisfied with that lap time. Nice to see the supporters of Ferg and Ginger. Oh, that's a McLaren in the wall. McLaren has put it in the wall. This is Draper, and I believe that was on his in lap, wasn't it? Was he still continuing it? And he's very lucky not to lose his wheel. It looked like a heavy impact from what I saw. Original Gamma then, is he out there for another flying lap? Yes he is. Original Gamma, he's backed out of it, he's got no fuel, so I don't know why he stayed out there knowing he didn't have enough fuel in the car. Yeah, I thought he was at a quick lap because he went through it again, didn't he? What's happened there? Why is he... I can't spectate him for some reason, it won't let me spectate him. It switches from 5th to 7th, so has Original Gamma actually left the session or something? Or has he retired on track? Because I actually can't spectate him, so I think he retired. No, he can't retire on track because it would have said so, wouldn't it? He's in the pits. Was that a glitch then? Beastie Boy on his outlap. So we've got some supporters of Beastie Boy. We've got support of Ferg and who else was it? Ginger. I know another Ginger. Ginger's a good friend of mine. Not the Ginger in this lobby, but another Ginger. Quite familiar with that name. So Beastie Boy then out for his first lap. Everybody else within the pit. So he's got a free track to himself. Has Beastie Boy. So no distractions for him. 100% concentration as he rounds the final corner then. For his one flying lap. I believe he's got 2 flying laps, but... Alright then, so we head down into turn 1. Braking before the 50-meter board, taking a lot of speed through turn 1 and turn 2. I think he hesitated just a bit before turn 1. As now we head down into turn 3, braking at the 100-meter board, bring the car in. Slightly missed the apex, it won't bother him too much if he doesn't touch the apex through there. Brady has a Q3 ban, so he can't set a lap. Yeah, Brady told me that, so that's why he's retired from the session. I've never heard of a Q3 ban. Is that new? I've never heard it in other league races either, so is that new? Nathan likes to rub it in his face that he's got a Q3 ban. As Beastie Boy then 48, that's a decent middle setup from Beastie Boy, better than what I've seen from AJ. So is he close to getting into the top 3, I believe, I reckon. As now we head to turn 13, taking a lot of curb on the inside. Use the exit curb to arrest the car. Coming to turn 14, same again with the exit curb. Just taking a lot of curb through there. Absolutely confident to turn 14. Now the last corner. Try not to invalidate it there. Very easy to invalidate, especially with the understeer. As he comes across the line, it's a 20.0 on his first lap, and he goes into 3rd place. That's a very interesting lap time. But has he got enough time to go back in the pits, I reckon, and go for it again? I think he has just. As then Ferg in pole, on pole, ahead of Dewell. Beastie Boy with a 120 point. Look at that, 4,000s between Dewell and Beastie Boy. This is very close between 2nd and 3rd. These guys are very close to each other. As Beastie taking a quick way round to make it back in time. SHR Spindigo, you can call me, or Jamie. So, Draper is the first man out on track. I believe that Ginger came out first, then Draper, but I didn't really see it. So, let's go on board with Ginger then, down in 5th place. Where is he? There he is. For some reason I couldn't spectate him, now he is. I won't use EOS on my lap, I'd save it, but he's using EOS on his lap. Because if you use EOS on your lap, you're using extra power. Where is Yogurt? I don't know, mate. I can't get into contact with him. He said he'll be here in 5 minutes, but 5 minutes was an hour, 30 minutes ago. Yeah, but like I said, I won't use EOS because EOS means more power. More power means more wear on the tyres, and you want 100% from the tyres when you start your qualifying. Using EOS in the corner is not going to help. I don't know what fuel mix is on, but I recommend him not to use EOS or fuel on your outlap. Probably use a bit of fuel to wear off the fuel, but not the EOS because that's too powerful and you use a lot of power in the corners as well. So this is Ginger's last time then. No, he's in the pits. What's happened there? Why is he in the pits? Was he actually on a lap? I think he was on a lap, wasn't he? My bad, he was actually on a lap. Yeah, I'm sorry to Ginger. I thought he wasn't on a lap. He validated it. That's why I came in the pits. My bad, Ginger. I didn't really know. And Ginger's retired because he ain't got enough time either. So that's Ginger's qualifying done. I really apologise to Ginger there. Nah, I didn't know he was on a lap. I thought he was on his in lap or out lap. No, out lap. So then, where are the main protagonists? Ferg and Duel have came out of the pits. Someone headed down into turn 1, that's AJ. AJ currently down in 4th place, so we go on board with him as we head down into turn 3. He's got a 20.2, needs a few more tenths to try and get inside the top 2. He had enough time to do a lap, but he didn't have enough fuel to do it, so he had to come back in the pits. Because I thought he was on his out lap and he was using EOS on his out lap. I didn't know he was on a lap. I got so confused. He had time. No, he didn't, mate. He didn't have enough time. It's 1 minute 48. He didn't have enough time to go in the pits and get back out again. He didn't have enough time to do it. And he's 1/10 up in the middle sector, and that's going to put him at 20.1. So that's not good enough if he wants to get inside the top 3. Will he set up for the second row? Needs to find more time through sector 3. Coming into turn 13. Any wider, he would have invalidated that lap time. Swinging his way through turn 14. As we head through turn 15, Duel is on his flying lap with 18 seconds to go. AJ taking a lot of steering input. That's where he might be losing a lot of time, because he's losing a lot of time using a lot of steering input. And it's a 20.2, so he's improved, but not in his position wise. So I know where AJ is losing time. It's through that last corner, and he did make a little bit of mistake through turn 11. I won't say a mistake, but he went a bit too slowly in turn 11 and 12. That's where he lost his lap time. Duel headed towards the first sector, a few hundreds up. Let's see if we can continue this. The Frenchman looking to get our pole as Draper's crashed again. Draper, man, he's made a lot of mistakes, especially in Q2, and he's made 2 mistakes in Q3, and he will be starting down in 8th place. Not too sure if I've left the room now, as I've got morning sickness. Oh dear. 1/10 up is Duel. This will put him on pole, but he needs to find more time just in case Beastie Boy, as Ferg comes across the line to set a pole position of a 19.7. Ferg, that's a really good lap time from him. Duel then will be under pressure because 1/10 is not good enough if he wants to get in 1st place. Nice and tidy from Duel, coming through the final corner. Will the Frenchman get our pole position ahead of Ferg? 90.6, he's done it! Duel has got a pole by 10th. Duel with a 90.6, what a lap from the Frenchman. And AJ will come back into the pits. So that's qualifying done then, because the others have retired or crossed the line. So the Frenchman of Duel is on pole, and these 2 are rivals in France as well. So look at the lap time between Duel and Ferg. Amazing. And I will take a short break because I need to go to the toilet. Who is going to win the Australian Grand Prix? Who is going to win the Australian Grand Prix then? So, duel on the medium tyres. That's a good place to start being on the mediums. Where are the soft runners then in that order? Where are they? Right, so Beastie Boy is the highest soft runner, so he needs to get past. If he wants to make... Oh, what's that? There's contact between AJ and Original Gamma. They get disqualified. And I think they'll get disqualified because they definitely made contact. No? Just got away with it. Right, so the highest soft runner is Beastie Boy. So to make his strategy work, he has to get past Ferg and Duo because you don't want to be stuck behind him. And he'll be going to the medium or hard compound tyres on the end of his stint. So he needs to make his strategy work by getting ahead of the two. Might be difficult, but he's got 2 cars ahead of him at least. Could be worse. So look at that, AJ, he's got a lot of soft runners behind him. And the yeah, so there's quite a lot of soft runners in this race. Surprisingly, quite a lot of drivers outside the top 10 have gone to the soft. So is that really the best strategy from where they're starting? And we've got 2 drivers disqualified. Destructor and Back have been disqualified from the session. And worst news for Back, he's on the... Oh, he's almost hit the back of him. And Back then, on the hard compound tyres, they'll take longer to warm up, won't they? So they'll be struggling on those hards. And we won't have a Yogurt commentator, unfortunately. That's really a shame because Yogurt is a really good friend of mine. We've been commentating quite a while now. But he has internet issues. I really need to learn how to speak properly. I've lost the video now. Where is the Cone Racing League? There it is. Right then, so I think Beastie Boy needs a really good start if he wants to jump the top 2. A short sprint to the first corner, sorry. I expect Beastie Boy to have a good start on those soft compound tyres. He needs to pull away to make his strategy work because he's on the the others around him on the alternative strategy. Right then, so just waiting for the lights. We are underway for round 8 of the Australian Grand Prix. Then so looks like the McLaren's got a really good start from this camera. I can't really see, but look at Duel. He's taking the lead into the first corner as Ferg gets down the inside of Beastie Boy. Beastie Boy, he covered it to get into second place as Beastie Boy is in third place. Look at AJ maintaining fourth. He's got Harvey's right behind him. Harvey's on the soft compound tyres. He's going to go around the outside into turn 3, which he does. Can AJ hold it around the outside? No, he can't. Bit squirmy in the exit of turn 3 there, but Harvey is up into 4th place. Crucial move because he's on those soft compound tyres. And look at that, scrapping for 11th place, 7th place. I don't know where we actually are, but Nathan's dropped back and he's got Destructor right behind him as well. Destructor going down the inside. He pushes Nathan a bit, but he makes the corner. Look at that. That's a Williams lagged out the session then. He's going really slowly. He's been overtaken by Nathan and the Ferrari. Yeah, so he's lost a lot of positions. And last, we've got a spinner. That's Ginger. Ginger has spun, and he's down in 19th place. So he might have made contact with somebody because it's not really a difficult corner, but I think he might have clipped someone's tyre. As Beastie Boy goes down the inside into turn 3, takes a lot of curb, but Ferg holds the outside line and keeps his position ahead of Beastie Boy. Then don't think he'll try it here because he's too far back. It's a tight corner as well, so probably needs to wait for DOS then to be activated. Gets a really good exit out of the final corner. Almost dropped it as well with the rear end stepping out on him. And yellow flags just set to 3, I believe. So I think someone's made a mistake. That's Draper again. Draper's having he's having a hard time in Australia. I don't think he likes this track whatsoever. Has he turned off traction? Because he's just really struggling, isn't he? Look at that. I don't think the tyre pressures are where he wanted to be, because I think the tyres are overheating quite a lot. He's missed the pit lane entry as well because he's ahead of it, so I don't think he won't go into the pits, will he? He'll have to suffer on those old overheated tyres, which won't do him any favours as Draper's lost it again. Look at that, man, he's struggling. I think he might, yeah, his race is already done before he even started actually. Beastie Boy lost the back end, he's hit the wall. Beastie Boy lost traction coming out of turn 10. and he has full weight damage, and he's dropping behind the cars as the safety car has been deployed. So safety car has been deployed as Pleasant Plucker and Destructor gets a penalty for hitting the back of each other. So one interesting first lap to this race then. The soft runners might come to... Well, no, I think the soft runners will have a chance to come in the pits, but the medium runners will stay out because there's no need to put on the medium compound tyres. If they pit, they're going to lose track position, so I don't think it's the best thing to do, pitting on those mediums. They're already good enough, those mediums. I don't think the whole pit, which they won't, but Beastie Boy, what about Harvey? He stays out interestingly on those soft compound tyres, but the Red Bull of Brady Pollock and the AlphaTauri of Beastie Boy in the pits then to change their soft compound tyres. And I think they'll switch over to a 2-stop, because I don't think Beastie Boy has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He can't serve it now, because he's only just got it, so he'll serve it at the next pit stop, or he will serve it after the race when he crosses the line. But I think he'll do a 2-stop because those mediums won't make it to the end, and there'll be probably another safety car as well. As Beastie actually gets ahead of Brady Pollock. No, he doesn't. That's his AlphaTauri teammate. AlphaTauri teammate Pleasant Plucker has also lost his front wing, and he's serving a penalty. So he's lost a lot of time there. Luckily, there's a safety car. Otherwise, he could be dropping behind a lot of drivers. DC gets a time penalty with Nathan. They gotta pay attention at all times on the safety car. Has he lost his front wing? I wonder. We'll find out as he can get a better camera angle soon. Hopefully. Has he lost his front wing? Can't really see from here, and hopefully he hasn't. Nice bunch of drivers to talk to if they get on the podium. Good friends with all of them. Now with the safety car conditions, they can reset again and recharge the batteries, because I know a lot of drivers tend to overuse the EOS on the first main opening laps, so they can recharge the EOS and just settle down. But Beastie Boy has another chance to do something because he's rejoined down in 12th, not too bad, and Draper as well. Draper has rejoined, obviously down in last place, but at least he doesn't have to make a lot of time up, and he can catch the guys again and reset. What mistakes is he doing? Like, what's happening with him? Because he's making a lot of mistakes in this Australian Grand Prix. Whether it's not his ideal track, or he just can't. Has he turned off traction? I wonder, because that could be another factor in this race, or he just hates the Australian Grand Prix in general. Deal while they're catching the safety car, as I'll take another break. And interestingly, Nathan's dived into the pits, so has he lost his front wing or something? But I'll take a break. Safety car is in this lap, so that's my short break over, as we're on lap 4, so it usually stays out for 3 laps. So Dewell will be controlling the pack, and it's his prerogative to go whenever he wants to. What he can't do is brake and accelerate, as Regan's got a time penalty with Brady Pollock again. Not again, but Brady Pollock's been involved in another incident. So then, Duel has gone, and let's see if he gets a good restart, because I know those medium tyres will cool down a lot. I'll probably lose a lot of grip going out there, because it takes a lot of time for the mediums to warm up. Ferg right behind Duel, and that safety car glitch again. Where's original Gabba's not in first, is he? No, it's not. Why is this glitch always happening? What is wrong with this game? But Harvey stayed on the soft compound tyres. Tyres will be much grippier than Ferg's at the moment as we come down this turn 3. Then Eddie overtakes. We've got FIFA Beefy down the inside. Oh, Chris started down in what? In last place, up into 6th. So good job from him. I believe he's Romanian. I can't even speak. As back then up into 8th place as we crashed in Q1. We've got a crash probably down at turn 1. Draper's lost it again, man. What's going on with him? And Destructor almost got caught out by Draper as well when he ghosted us in the wall. Reminds me of Robert Kubica and Sebastian Vettel when he crossed theirs. Riga's got a penalty for crossing the pit lane white exit. That didn't say Riga, did it? It said Brady. Wow, he just came out of the pits, hasn't he? Yes, he has. So he's got a penalty for crossing the white line. Berg will be looking to overtake Duel as soon as he can. He is right behind him, but he'll probably be waiting for DRS. He's got Harvey Lees all over the back of him. Bit of a gap between himself and AJ. So did AJ get a good start? His back's dropping down the field, and he's actually spun. So did he clip someone's rear tyre, I believe, because I don't believe he had enough speed to go on the grass. Probably clipped someone's tyre. FIFA Beefy misses turn 1. Chris has hit the back of him. Did he lose a bit of a wig? I reckon. Will he go down? Yes, he will. Late braking down the inside. He will go off the track. And yeah, I knew that would happen. Braking way too late than he should have. And he has cost himself a few positions as well. Probably his front wing when he hit into turn 1. Has he lost part of his front wing? It doesn't look like it, does it? So he's still got his front wing unless it's yellow or something, light yellow. As FIFA Beefy is being pressured by DC behind him. How long will it take for DC to get past? Also, DC's on the soft compound tyres, so he should be quicker than Beefy at this stage of the race. The gap between Harvey and AJ is 2.5 seconds. No DRS, of course, but will he abuse his DRS to try and get past Beefy? No, he won't, because he's too far behind to make a move on him. Brady locks up into turn 13. He's also on the hard compound tyre, so I think he might go to the end. He's still stuck behind him as we go into lap 7 then. I think DRS is enabled this lap. Yes, it is. It's enabled now, so Ferg, if he stays in that 1 second range, he can try and close up on Duel. The Frenchman doing the best job he can to hold up Ferg behind him. Harvey Lee's doing a good job in 3rd place. AJ 2.1 seconds further back, but he's put a gap between himself and FIFA Beefy. What's happening to Ninja then? Ninja down in 11th place. He's got damn spin behind him, and he's got Ginger ahead of him, who's closing. Well, he's just behind the racing point of Chris. So then, Harvey Lee's has dropped out 1 second range of DRS as Regan McKing sets the fastest lap of the race. I think AJ's getting a bit of time on Harvey Lee's, so it'd be interesting to see what would happen then between those two. Will they have a battle soon? Because AJ's taking what, 6/10 out of him on the last lap onto this lap. I think he's struggling just a bit. It's Harvey Lee, so the grip on those soft tyres might be just disappearing from him. And we need to be careful of AJ. Somebody, Brady Pollock has retired from the session. Where is he? He's crashed. Oh, Pheasant Plucker has crashed as well. 2 drivers have crashed in the same place. Ouch. That's a big L for both of them. 2 drivers have crashed in the same place, but at different times. So both Honda drivers are out as the virtual safety car has been deployed. Harvey Lees will take advantage of that, and he will go to the pits to make a cheap pit stop. It's either a yellow flag. I don't like virtual safety cars. I'd rather have the full or just a yellow flag, because that should be a safety car, because there's 2 drivers parked basically on the road. If that was in real life, the safety car would have came out. It's only a game, so a virtual safety car can be deployed. The virtual safety car stayed out there for quite a long time, hasn't it? Harvey Lees is rejoined in 10th place. Not only that, he's got a big gap between himself and back to have some clean air to run into. So Harvey Lees has benefited from the virtual safety car. Do you know what? This virtual safety car's taking long, innit? Thought to be ended by now, but it's still going. As Harvey Lees, no, Harvey! My guy's got a drive-through penalty. Harvey, man, oh, I don't believe it. But look at that, Ferg is right behind Dewell. How long will it take Ferg to get past Dewell? Will it do it here? He's got a lot of EOS to use. Dewell's not using his EOS. Look, he just invited him to go past. I think he should have thought that one out, but he just invited him to go past him. And Ferg takes the lead of the race then, so I think Dewell's got a strategy to try and fight back. He was the quickest in qualifying, but now in the race, looks like Ferg has the upper hand at the moment, as Destructor's overtaken Gamma. With Gamma's a goes to car, or I don't know where he is on track. Yellow flags, and that's Destructor. Destructor's dropped it on his own down in turn 7. And Rigger's got a 3-second time penalty. The real DC's got a 3-second time penalty. Ninja's close behind. Look at that. Nathan pulls out the slipstream to go down the inside of the Ginger. And Nathan goes up into 5th place, sliding a bit through turn 1, but that's the hard compound tyres not producing the grip he wants to. And Nathan then, good recovery drive despite crashing in qualifying. Yellow's in sector 3. I can't really tell who it is. It's a slow moving car on the straight. That's Chris, he's retired. Chris has crashed at the final corner. Well, that's a virtual safety car has been deployed again. Where are they? Where's the leaders? There they are, 2nd and 3rd. So I think the virtual safety car might disappear before they go into the pits. Harvey Lees has got a drive-through penalty. Can he serve it under the virtual safety car? I don't think so. I don't think he can serve penalties under a VSC or a safety car because it's not really racing, are we? It's just a cheap way of serving a penalty. It's like a pit stop, innit? It's like a cheap way of serving a pit stop. I think Harvey Lees needs to serve his drive-through penalty as soon as he can because you never know, a virtual safety car or safety car might appear again. So I think it's safe to say Harvey should have served his drive-through penalty. Brady, mate, come back stronger in the next race. I know you got the pace. Don't worry about it. Talk to me after the race, mate, if you want to. Join the party. It's open. If you want to have a discussion about the race or comms with me, if you want to. But really lucky for you today, mate. Not the only one that's crashed there. We've seen other drivers crash there before. As DRS has been enabled again because the virtual safety car has disappeared, and the battle for first place continues between the top 2. Harvey Lees, will he serve his drive-through penalty? Yes, he will. Safe to serve a drive-through penalty before safety car or virtual safety car comes out again, because if you serve it under a safety car, no, I mean if safety car comes out, the pack gets very close and therefore you lose a lot of time. I had no front end, so a lot of understeer for Brady then. Battle for 2nd place is still going on. Do you know what? I think it's like glitch where he's actually in the session but you don't know where he is. Because I know he's not in 1st place, but he might be in the session somewhere, but I don't know exactly where he is. Because we had that glitch last year's game where it was showing people to be somewhere else when they weren't. Apparently down in 14th place, but I don't know if that's true. Let me check the race director to see where he actually is. He says he's in... where is he? It says he's in 14th place. Let me go check that. Yeah, he's in 14th place. It says on my screen here. So I don't know if he's actually there or not. He's got a few penalties though, so he's definitely in the session because no AI would have done that. Get penalties. So he's definitely in the session, but somewhere else. So then, looks like we have a repeat of 2 weeks ago, where Ferg and Dewey were fighting for 1st place in France. Let's see who will win out of these two. These two are very quick. The Frenchman versus the Englishman. He did it. He got his home win taken away from him because of appealed penalty from Ferg. He needs to win it back on track if he wants to do something about it. He'll be looking for that win after getting taken away. I know these two are good friends and rivals because in other leagues they've had a big fight before. Good respect from these two. I've raced them two before, so I know what their pace is like and know how they fight because I've gone side by side with Will before. He's a really amazing driver. So is Ferg. I trust these two when it comes to racing. This is the closest battle we've got so far on track, and they'll be pitted soon in about 4 or 5 laps time. They'll go into the hards, maybe the softs, depends how long they can take these medium tyres for. Depending on what the best strategy is, well, to be honest. Certainly, Duo was just hanging around in his DRS, so he just invited him to come through. Didn't really use any of his ERS. Look how much ERS he's got, 90%, whereas for 50%. So a massive ERS difference between the two. I think Nathan's closing in on FIFA Beefy. He's on those soft tyres he put on the safety car. We've already got 5 retirements: Beastie Boy, Elder, Plucker, Brady and Chris. I think Duel's got a strategy here because he's not using any EOS, so I think he's waiting for the crucial moment of this race. So good management from Duel to save his EOS and overtake, not abusing it when he doesn't need to. So good strategy from these two. I think he used it in the second part of the race, to be honest with you. He's used it now, but just to get a little bit closer. We can see in the background there's AJ, and FIFA Beefy's right behind him. Quite race as the timings have gone off for first and fourth, so I don't know really the gap between. The gap's very close, obviously, between the top two, but I don't know behind or further behind. Nathan's in DRS range of FIFA Beefy then, so we'll switch on to that battle when he gets closer. Watch the top two pulling away from everybody as Pack is in 6/10 range of Damn Spin. And he's getting closer to the Ferrari driver in 7th place. As we go on board with Nathan then to give him some screen time because he's right behind the two teammates, by the way. So what would they do? Would they fight it out or let each other go? I can tell you one thing, Back's getting very close behind the Ferrari. So only a matter of time to see when he will overtake. The driver being knocked out in Q1 is up into 8th place. His race pace seems better so far. As Damn Spin almost loses the rear end, he cuts the corner as well, so that's definitely a warning. He can't be doing that, can Damn Spin, because he's losing a lot of time if he gets too many penalties on his name. As Duel gets closer to AJ Ferg, and AJ's 5 seconds behind, not really being pressured by anybody, because FIFA Beefy's 5 seconds behind, and will Back get past the Ferrari driver. Looks like he will then, pulls out, go alongside him into turn 1 we go, and look at that, he outbreaks him into turn 1, does the Ferrari, but pushes him off the track. Where is he? Oh, he goes over the track, and would that be an investigation, do you think? Was that fair? Do you reckon he should give the place back to make it fair? He had the race, I don't know, because the Ferrari broke later than him, that's for sure, but was that really fair though, to be honest? It's a tough one. He was committed to go down the inside of turn 1, no dive bombing, so he was committed, he was well alongside him. But the Ferrari, I think the Ferrari should have backed out because that's not really the place to go, because we know the Haas driver would have taken the racing line, so I think the Ferrari should have backed out, but it's hard. It's hard racing. Does he have the right to report it? Oh dear, we've got yellow flags. That's Destructor. He spun out of turn 1. Did that in qualifying, but only a few meters down the road. So we're past him. I don't know. I crashed in 2015, wasn't it? Rejoins in on the track. Oh dear, we've got another driver that's causing the yellow flag, and that's gone soon. Duel is right behind Ferg, and Nathan is in the pits then to change onto the medium compound tyres. Done 10 laps on those soft compound tyres, done a good job, and now about to see a battle for first place then. I think Duel's managed his tyres really good here, massaged those tyres throughout the whole first stint, and he's actually closing on Ferg, so good strategy plan from Duel then. He's getting closer to his rival, but it's only a matter of time to see when those two will pit. How long will it be to see when those two are going to pit then? Ferg under big pressure here from. Look at the ERS difference, more than half compared to Duel. He's gonna have to save a lot of ERS into. He's got the Frenchman right behind him. That's why Duel's such a amazing driver when it comes to conserving, because he's conserving a lot of ERS, and he probably did his tyres as well. So it looks like Duel is more comfortable than Ferg and has the upper hand compared to Ferg. When will Ferg come to the pits to change onto the hard compound tyres then? I think I think it's the mediums or softs. They will extend it on these mediums. But we know Duel's got a lot more ERS to play with compared to Ferg. He doesn't want to stay in that dirty air for too long. AJ just an award of his own as we got yellow flags in sector 1. Was that a P for Beefy? Because it's going a bit slowly throughout the last corner. As that Ferrari comes out of the pit, so that is Destructor. As Nathan versus Regan. Oh, they go side by side, it's turn 14, and Regan gives up the place to Nathan as he goes off to the pits anyway, so was it really a risk fighting him? We get yellow flags again. And they've disappeared quickly. Was it that back mark again out of the way? Who knows? So let's see how long it will take for Duel to overtake Ferg then. Nice and smooth is Duel, he's a really smooth driver. Both good drivers in my opinion. Where are the Ferg fans? Because I know someone was supporting Ferg in the chat. Where's Duel's French fans? Just the way he's driving is just so smooth, isn't it? Not putting a foot wrong is Duel. They're getting closer and closer. Pulls out the dirty air to get cooler. Nathan then is closing the back towards Damn Spin. The gap is 9.1 seconds and I don't think Damn Spin's going to pit again. Nathan's gaining on him quite a bit. It was 9.9, 9.1 is 8.7, so he's gaining on him for sure. Further up the road is back 3-5 seconds behind him, and Ginger up ahead of him, so I think 5th place is up for grabs. Oh dear, that's Nathan, isn't it? That is Nathan. No, it's not. A virtual safety car because the Ferrari has spun and lost his front wing. And I think they're too far away to pit. This is going to be a very hard task for Ferg as Duels has so much ERS than Ferg. Correct mate, correct. So let's see how Ferg has got a chance to save ERS because he's under a virtual safety car, so he's got a chance to save ERS. So he's put the pressure off a bit of his shoulders. He can relax just a bit but keep it on his delta so he doesn't exceed it. So Ferg has got a task on his hands to try and try to keep Duel behind. Duel looks more comfortable. Look at the rear tyres of Ferg. You can see him grading just a bit. As you can see the lines developing on his tyres. He's going to go into the pits. So Ferg has made his choice to come into the pits then. Looks like he's trying to do an undercut on Duel. Will this work then? Where will Ferg rejoin? Will he rejoin in traffic? On the softs he goes. If he does rejoin the traffic, he's going to fly past him. So that's Beefy coming down the road. I think Ginger might get ahead of him. I think Ginger will get ahead of him. Which he will. Back's too far behind to get ahead of him. So Ferg is rejoining clear air. Luckily he's got a bit of a gap between himself and Ginger so he doesn't get held up. So that's a very ideal place for Ferg to come out. So then Duel's going to have to push as hard as he can on his in lap. No mistakes, just flat out on this lap. use as much EOS as you can, because it will recharge in the pits. He has to push as hard as he can. When these tyres get up to temperature, he'll be flying. Well, Ferg. It's an interesting race between the top two. As you can see, Duval's using a lot of EOS because he knows he has to use it to try and get ahead of Ferg to do the undercut on him, or overcut shall I say. 1.2 seconds is the gap between Ginger and Ferg, so I don't think Ginger will hold him up too much. He'll be in his dirty air, but look at the purple middle set. I dare say Duval will get ahead of him. I mean, Ferg will get ahead of him, unless Ginger holds him up, which is unlikely. He will get held up behind him, but if he stays behind him too long, Duval might catch up to him. You never know. He needs to get past him as quick as possible. He won't get held up too much in these corners. As AJ Wuhan's in the pits as well. Sliding to... Oh, look at that. Massive sliding from Ginger there. This might be easier than Ferg might be expecting, not to be holding his dirty air. Where's Duval? Has he made... No, look at there's Duval. Duval's rejoined behind Ginger, which is not... He's his teammate. He's his teammate. He should get him through. He should let him through. That's his teammate ahead of him. So, I think the smart move is to let him through. Because if he holds him up, that's rather... I don't want to be too harsh, but if he holds him up, it's not common sense at all. 4.8 tenths of the gap, 1.2 seconds of the gap between Ferg and Duval, but he's losing time behind him, so he needs to get past him. Look at that. It's a good place to do it. Respect to Ginger. He knows he can't fight that, well, respect to him. So, technically, Ferg and Duval are in the same gap as they were before in the pits. So FIFA Beefy retains the lead of this race, but he won't be leading this race for too long because he's on an old set of medium compound tyres. So look at that. Look how much EOS Ferg has got compared to Duval. We know Duval used it on the previous laps to try and get past Ferg. Hang on, do you know how these two are being teammates? I think Ginger could have held him up a bit more. But I don't think he could have held him up as much as he did because he was flying through on those soft compound tyres. He's already struggling as it is Ginger, so he's doing his own race in 4th place. Ginger's race is between Back, Nathan, AJ and Damn Spin. He's actually in 3rd place because the driver in FIFA Beefy is still in the pits. AJ versus the Ferrari as he goes down into turn 1. Has he got ahead of him? Yes he has. Easy move. Will the Ferrari try and get back at him? AJ does have DOS, sorry, but Damn Spin is using his EOS. Is it worth fighting this battle? No, it's not. I think it's inevitable that AJ would have overtaken him anyways. Don't think there was no point in fighting being on old hard tyres compared to his brand new set of softs. If he did fight him, it'd be a waste of time because he's fighting Nathan. And we've got yellow flags in sector 2, but that's cleared up, and that was the McLaren driver of Draper. Draper's still in this race. Despite all the mistakes Draper's done, he's still in this race, so massive respect to Draper. If I was Draper, I would have left by now, but he's doing a good job. He's kept his cool. Maybe he's running no traction, you never know. Let's have a look. He's taking it nice and easy through the corners because he might have overheating tyres, but respect to Draper. He's got front wing damage, I think, because of the way he's turning in. Yes, he has. He's got front wing damage. Shame for Draper, but if he is learning no traction, then this is one of the best tracks to do it at. Because there's loads of traction zones. The gap is on the 6 tenths then, so Duval set the fastest lap of the race. And I don't think Duval will be staying behind like he did in the first stint. I think Duval will be more aggressive in the second stint, so I don't think Ferg, well he needs to keep an eye on him now because he was sitting behind his DRS, but you never know when Duval will overtake him. You can overtake him down at turn 1, turn 2 or turn 13, that's my places to overtake. So he needs to keep. So Ferg needs to keep an eye on him now to see how long it will take. So Ginger then is in 3rd place. He's done a good job so far, but I dare say AJ will take back the 3rd place because AJ's been running 3rd the whole race. So I don't think Ginger will stay in 3rd for no much longer. I think it will be inevitable that AJ will overtake him. So Ginger's fight is between Damn Spin, Nathan, who's just right behind Damn Spin, FIFA Beefy as well. He's a bit further back, but he is safe to DC. So I think Ginger is racing for 5th place. There's Duval then, still behind Ferg. I bet Ferg in his mind is wondering, when is he going to overtake me? When is he going to overtake me? Because in the first stint he was just right behind him. He didn't even bother closing up onto him. But in the second stint he knows he's going to be fighting for first place. So Ferg needs to pay more attention to see when Duval will overtake him. And in the comments it says Duval looks really strong in this race, clean and well EOS management. He is really clean into his Ginger's in the pits. Onto a brand new set of softs. I don't think he was comfortable on those hards because he was standing a bit. Interesting then, he will be joined down in 7th place. DC's too far back. Is he though? Is DC too far back? Maybe. Will he get ahead of him? Yes he will. So will Draper, but Draper's a lap car. Harvey Lees comes out ahead of him. So Ginger is racing for 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th and 4th. I think 5th might be too much. Depends how much mistakes Damn Spin will make. I don't think he'll take FIFA Beefy because he's on a brand new set of softs and way too far behind him, but I think you take on the Ferrari driver. And he's using his EOS to get past. In an unexpected place you'll get past, and he goes up into 5th place. So both Alphas actually scoring decent points for 4th and 5th. 22 points will be on the board if they stay like this. So I think Ginger is racing for 6th. He needs to get past Harvey Lees first, who's on the old hot tyres, so he might be a little bit easier. Then he's got DC, and he's got Damn Spin. I think 4th and 5th will be too much of an ask to get past those two, but I think the minimum he can get, the maximum he can get is 6th. Unless these two make a mistake, but they've been clean the whole race. Unless these two tangle, of course, because these two are battling for 4th place. How hard will Nathan fight between the two? Look at that. FIFA Beef is coming at him, using a lot of EOS. He's overtaken him for 4th place. And Nathan then conceals the place to FIFA Beefy. It doesn't really fight back like I thought it would. Oh well, they're still scoring the same points in the constructors. The only difference is the drivers are scoring different points, but not the constructors. So Ginger is still behind Harvey Lees. He needs to get past him as quick as possible, because if he doesn't get past him, he's going to be stuck behind him. He's going to lose a lot of time, and not only that, he can't really overtake DC and Damn Spin. He needs to get past him ASAP if he wants to make a move on those guys ahead. Back to the lead. It is still 6/10s between these two. I don't know who's going to win because look at the EOS difference. Ferg is struggling to save EOS, and Duval is just saving so much EOS. That's the difference between the two drivers. One's struggling to save EOS and one has a lot of EOS they can afford to use. Would have been 4th. And look at that then. So Ginger needs to overtake him. Look at the car behind. That's Back. Back's also on a fresher set of tyres as well. So Back's actually closing in. Oh dear. This is Ginger's in real trouble then if he can't get past. Harvey last minute block on Ginger could have crashed. Oh dear, needs to keep it nice and clean as Harvey. I don't know which battle to look at. Too far behind. There could be an overtaking to turn 3. Ginger needs to get past him, but he's losing the EOS, so what he needs to do is save the EOS so we can get past him. If he doesn't do it, then he's got no chance of taking DC on. This is an interesting race between these guys. I bet Back's looking to get past him as quick as possible because he knows he's losing time to DC as well. So Harvey Lee is actually helping DC to pull away, maybe, but yeah, he's definitely keeping him behind for sure. Back to the top two then. Duval's too far away to overtake DC, but look at the EOS. It's just so beautiful, the EOS. He's in a much better position with EOS. Look at that. Look at that. He's just going to struggle. Duval is actually in a much comfortable position compared to Ferg. And still can't overtake him as Ginger, so he needs to save EOS. He can't use it much more because if he does, he's going to lose out on the straight. Oh dear, he goes wide. That's allowed Back to come through. Ginger looks like he was on course to finish in 5th place, but unfortunately it has not worked out for him. He's still got plenty of laps to go though. There's 4 laps to go. He's running out of time for sure. I don't want to miss the battle for the lead either, so I'm going to keep an eye on both battles if I can. But back is all over the back of Harvey Lee's. Harvey Lee's moving a bit dangerously to the left there. Could have taken him with him. Back down. Oh, he's still alongside him. And Harvey Lee's actually stays in 8th place. Oh, did he move under braking? Did Harvey Lee? Did he move before under braking? He definitely moves to the left, which he shouldn't do. So Harvey Lee's then is doing a good job for DC, because DC, if he stays behind him, is more likely chance that he'll finish in 7th place. Someone did talk about someone blocking someone, and that was Harvey and Ginger. Oh, look at the battle for the lead then, it's getting closer and closer. Duel versus Ferg. If he doesn't overtake him, I'll switch back to Harvey in a heartbeat. And look at that, down the inside, they make contact, the two has the Renault driver, gets back on track. Ginger will take advantage as well. Ginger moves up into 9th place. Did Harvey Lee's give him enough space to back, because he did have to cut the corner to go past him. Back did have to push him off the track. So Ginger moves up into 9th place, right behind Back. I don't think he's got enough overspeed to try and overtake him. We'll have a shot down into turn 2, I reckon, if he's close enough. And not close enough into turn 2 is Ginger. This is going to be a very interesting fight. The battle for the top 2 is 7/10. Regan sets the fastest lap on his brand new set of softs. It's just so intense at the moment because you don't know who's going to win. Will it be Duel? Will it be Ferg? We know Duel's got a lot of EOS to play with. We know Duel's a good, and we know Ferg is a good defender. That's Nathan. I don't know why I expected it's Nathan. There we are. Is he close enough behind? Well, he is close enough behind, but he's not using his EOS. Is he waiting for the last lap? I wouldn't do that because you never know. Ferg can pull something out of the bag on the last lap. I won't wait for the last lap. Do you know what? There's 2 laps to go. I would fight now. I wouldn't wait for the last lap. Yeah, I really wouldn't, because I don't know. I'd go for it right now if I was Duel, because he's got enough EOS to play with compared to Ferg, who's got barely any left in the tank. In the battery, shall I say. Wiggins gets a 3-second time penalty. So imagine if Ferg wins this race. If Duel would be using his saving his EOS for nothing. He needs to get past him now, and he has the chance. There's 2 laps to go after this one. Come on, Ferg. I mean Duel, you need to do something because you don't want to save all that EOS for nothing. And look at that then, they've caught up to DC rather quickly, has Back, and DC's caught up to Spin, sorry, don't know why I said that. Apologies for that language, don't know why I said that. And DC then closes up on the back of Damn Spin. He'll get DOS off the back of Damn Spin. Holding off slightly from Back and Ginger. This is the penultimate lap. Duel needs to do something now to get past Ferg, because if he stays behind him, he'll be regretting that he didn't overtake him beforehand. As DC then, would he go down the inside? It looks to go down the inside, breaks a bit later, make contact but not big enough to cause a crash. As Damn Spin stays ahead in 6th place. Look at that, there's a 4-car battle for 6th place. DC on those hard tyres will be struggling compared to those guys on the softs. So we need to get past him now, so we can have a car in between them. They're on their 28th lap, people. DC and those guys behind us. Down the inside goes DC into 1st place. Oh, Damn Spin almost loses it. Look at Back taking advantage. Oh dear, there's a battle for 1st place going on. Oh, I want to look at that. Damn Spin then alongside DC around the outside, but he hasn't got enough grip. As Ginger goes off the track, he outbrakes himself into turn 3, and he lost the position to Harvey Lee's again. Oh, my heart's beating. I don't know what's going to happen. My heart's beating. I don't know if there's a battle for 1st place going on. Right, last chance for Duel, now or never. It's got to be now, because if he doesn't use his EOS, then he'll be kicking himself. Look at the difference. Look at the closing speed. You're gonna do it into turn 2. He needs to get a good exit cut out of what turn 1 and turn 2. He's gonna do it into turn 3, I reckon. They're both using EOS. Duel, his last chance is in turn 13. That's your last chance. Because if you don't do it in turn 13, I dare say it'll be over. And you've left it to the very last minute, mate. It's like having homework and leaving it to the last minute. You don't know if you're going to complete it or not. Like I said, I wouldn't leave it to the last minute, because if you leave things to the last minute, you might not get it done in time. And he hasn't got enough straight line speed to overtake damn Spin either. It hits the back of him, and they both almost spun. Look at that then. Turn 13 is his last chance to overtake him. Now or never, Duel, and now or never. And now is the time. You've got to do it into turn 13. Oh dear, Duel, you've messed yourself up, mate. That was your last chance. Have you got enough straight line speed to out drag him? It's like having homework and you're doing it at the very last minute until the bell rings. You need to get a good exit, Duel, out of here. Can he out drag him to the line? Has he got? No, he can't. He can't. It's over. It's over. It's over. Duel, mate. Duel's won. He's actually won on penalties, so Duel has won the Australian Grand Prix ahead of CGM Ferg. The battle for 7th place is not over yet, as AJ crossed the line to finish in 3rd place. FIFA Beefy will finish in 4th, as he crosses the line right now. Nathan will finish in 5th place. Good recovery drive despite starting 12th. Nathan will finish in 5th. Who's that alongside? Let's look at Harvey Lee's trying to go down the inside of Ginger. Ginger will take 2 cars and 1. It doesn't speak of the spar. He needs to hold it. He needs to hold it. It's out dragging both to the line. It's going to be so close. Look at that. That's a photo finish. Oh my god. Harvey Lee's will finish in 7th ahead of Back and Ginger. That was a photo finish. Oh dear. Oh my god. That was an intense race towards the end. I really enjoyed that. Podium interviews, I reckon. Review profile. What did you enjoy about the race then, guys? What was your opinions on the race? I was about to say what was your predictions on the race, but we've already finished it. I meant to say what was your opinions. I lost for words there. There's your French winner, and the drive of the day did go to Nathan. I invited Duo now to invite Ferg and AJ. There's your classifications. Everybody but Nathan got a penalty, so good job to Nathan. The top 2 stayed as they were, but I don't know if got penalties on clean. I don't think he got a BS penalty, so I don't think he can appeal it this time. Talk about the guy. He's in the party. Duel's in the party as well, and I think AJ's here. So Duel wins ahead of Ferg, AJ in 3rd, FIFA Beef in 4th, and Nathan in 5th. That's your top 5. So, started from 3rd downwards. AJ started 4th, finished 3rd. Bit of a boring race for you, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't quite boring. I had a rough start. Harv was ahead of me. Personally, I was pretty lucky that he had an incident in the VSC where he got a drive-through, but yeah, unfortunate for him. But you know, he drove a solid race to come back from that. Yeah, I'm happy with my position.
What would you say if Beastie Boy was still in the race? Do you think these two would have a good fight, or would it be bit too quick?
Who knows? Who knows? I'd have liked to have had a fight, but yeah, it's just not how it was, unfortunately.
Congrats on 3rd. I got nothing to say because you've basically had a boring race, mate.
I'm happy with it.
Ferg, I bet you're gutted about finishing 2nd place, mate. What was your opinions on the race?
Yeah, it was alright to be fair. Before I started, I had some weird glitch. Like all my tyres apart from my front right were on 10% right at the
Yeah.
start. When after quali they certainly weren't, which is annoying going for the medium soft. But the various VSC safety cars and shit, oops, and stuff, really helped out make that strategy. And obviously when I got the lead and then I had a little bit of a gap. Yeah, I mean, I should have just been a bit more careful, really. And then 3 warnings cost me the race.
I think you got to be satisfied for finishing in second place because you had Duel right behind you the whole race, and you could have made a mistake at any point, but I think you didn't make one mistake, so I think you could be happy about that.
Thank you very much. Apart from the 3 slight mistakes going off the white lines, yeah, it was pretty clean. I really don't like Australia as well, so. To be fair, I was just happy to keep up with Will to get him make an overtake, even though he suffered off that first VSC. I'm sure that's why I got past. Yeah, that was fun. It's always fun going heel and toe with Will, wherever we're at. So.
Thank you, Ferg, for that. Congrats on P2. Duel, you're a race winner, mate.
Yeah.
How many wins have you had now? Or is this your first win in this league?
On this season, I think it's 6.
What, this season?
Out of 8, I think.
Oh, so you're definitely the championship leader there. I didn't know because I commentate for Div 2, so congratulations on your 6th win. And how do you feel about the race?
Yeah, like Ferg said, I lost a bit of time with the first VSC. He overtook me. I was going to make the move. I asked my engineer to Ferg as a penalty, and indeed he got one. So I didn't need to overtake him, just to sit behind was enough.
You saved a lot of EOS in that race and you left it to the very last minute. I don't think you'll be leaving it to the very last minute next time because he crossed the line ahead of you, and I think you left it a bit too late to overtake Ferg. Do you think? Duel?
Yeah, I let myself just the final lap to overtake him just for the fun, but I was just sitting behind him. I did not want to try any risky move. I know Sonev was not racing, so I really wanted to get a lot of points. So I took any risk.
I understand, mate, but at least you were clean on penalties. That's what won you the race today, mate.
And a lot of, pace, of course.
And pace, sorry, and pace.
A little bit of pace.
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
That's a cheeky bit.
Yeah, thanks for commentating then.
Yeah, no
cheers,
problem.
mate.
Well done, mate.
Unfortunately, we didn't have a yogurt commentating, but we'll have him next week. Not
it's
next
alright.
week because I think I'll be doing Div 2 again, won't I?
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. See who's available. But
What happened to Jono?
we can talk about it after.
Alright.
Good, mate.
Alright, so congrats to the top 3. Congrats to the top 3. Really good race from all 3 of you. AJ, I think you do want a better race than that because you were just left alone in the whole race.
I'd rather get a comfortable third than a battle for and possibly lose my race.
Oh, talk about qualifying. You made that mistake again in that practice session we did a few days ago. You made the practice mistake again in turn 10. I bet you were so frustrated with that.
Yeah, I was not too happy with it, but it is what it is. But yeah, we'll move on, on to the next track.
Alright, thank you top 3 for joining me. Same top 3 as French Grand Prix.
Lovely.
Yeah, hopefully I can talk to more people.
Never. Alright, mate. Peace up.
Yeah, see you whenever then. Right.
Cheers.
Thanks for people watching the stream. There's been a good chat in the stream actually. I enjoyed that.